Hey, what's up, y'all? It's early in the morning. Let me tell y'all my life story. How I was traumatized. I was so traumatized from my son's father. It's the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, man. This dude traumatized me. Every time when I meet another guy, I'm so horrified that they are going to be similar to him or do the things that he did. Okay, let's start off. I started off a nice girl who, you know, was really sheltered. My mom really sheltered me, right? My mom and my dad really sheltered me. So they didn't know a lot of stuff about the world. I never even spent the night over somebody's house. So when I met him, like, he was the first person whose house I spent the night over. I used to wouldn't even go, like, if we was watching TV downstairs, I wouldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. I would make him, come sit on top of the stairs while I go to the bathroom or whatever. Okay, so he was very nice, right? So I dated him. But it was some stuff that was like weird about him. Like he was always kind of secretive, right? And I didn't know what, the secrets was about. That's what we always was fighting about. He had secrets. And then he had later I found out he had like some mental illness problems, like he was schizophrenic. He would say people are watching him. He would hear things that wasn't said. He would think things that weren't done. Like he'd tell you like you did some stuff that you never even did, or it was like crazy. Like I am traumatized from this guy. Like I hate him so much. Every day I look in the obituary to see if he's gone. I hate that dude so freaking much. Okay, let me start off by telling you why I hated him so much. Okay, so my aunt, she was sick when I was young, so I came and I helped her watch her grandkids by my cousin, right? My cousin, she was on drugs at that time. So, I came and I helped her. And while I was up in Buffalo, right? Because I'm from New Jersey, when I was up in Buffalo, I met my son's father. He was nice looking. He owned a barbershop, had a nice little body, or whatever. And I dated him and stuff like that. And then when I went back home to New Jersey, I was like, oh, pregnant. So I let him know I was pregnant. So he said, okay, I want you to move, you know, back to Buffalo and come live with me. I said, all right, give me a little while and I'll come stay with you. So, okay. My mother, she was getting on my nerves. So I was like, yo, I said, send for me. I said, I'm ready to leave. Okay, so he bought me a ticket. This back in the day. It's like what, 99 or something. And so he bought me the ticket for a Greyhound. So I caught the Greyhound. Came up, right? Went to his house, stayed at his house and stuff like that. So a few days later, or maybe a week later, who knows, some girl, she was really ugly. Oh my gosh, she was the most hideous person I ever saw. She freaking knocked on my door, right? And she was like, is Shakur there, right? And I was like, who are you? She was like, oh, I've been dating him and we were going to move in together and this and that. And so she told me, all this stuff. And so when he came home, he tried to act like him and the girl was just friends. He was lying though. I learned he's a liar. I didn't know that at this time. He told me she was a stalker. So I was like, I can't be with somebody that's cheating on me because I don't cheat. And so I went home. I had my baby and stuff like that. And this dude was like Oh man, he was like the worst father. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't do nothing, right? But I was about to put him on child support. So I think the girl started sending off money for him, like a couple of $100s. I was like, all right, whatever. But it was in a girl's handwriting. And I'm like, who is this girl's handwriting? And he said, oh, I just get my neighbor to write, you know, I got post-nasal drip, excuse me. He was like, I just get my neighbor to write, it for me or whatever. And whatever cards he sent me was sent in his handwriting too, right? Like Happy Mother's Day or whatever. So, all right. One day he told me, he said, come back up, right? And I think our baby was like 2 or 3. No, like 2 years old, right? So he told me come up or whatever. So I was like, all right. So he found me an apartment. I came up or whatever. He caught a Greyhound and then got a U-Haul and we drove it back with me, him and my son, right? But it was like he had a secret, like he was secretive, right? He said he was staying with his brother and this and that, but he would have to run off, right? He would run off. And so we would fight all the time because he would run off all the time. I didn't know what was going on. So I was like, yo, why do you keep like doing that, running off or whatever? And we would have physical fights. We would get it popping because you're being dishonest. And one time he told me, he said, we was fishing. He said, get something out of his glove box or whatever. So I went in there and I saw the girl's name on his car thing. And I'm like, why is her name on this? He was like, oh, that's old. I just kept transferring, my stuff, in her name because she had helped me, register my car and stuff before. So, still being with this dude on and off, but we would fight and we would break up because he had secrets, right? He would disappear or whatever. I guess you might get in his ass because he coming over too much or whatever. But he would disappear and we would fight because I'm not going to keep letting you do shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep letting somebody do shit to me. And so we would have physical fights. We would fight, right? Get popping. And so one day I looked up the girl's name, right? I was like, something's going on. I looked up the girl's name and I saw this kid that looked like him, right? But like her, the girl was real ugly, man. Real black and ugly. Pop eyes. Like ugly. He said he dated her because me and his other girl previously were nice looking and we wanted things and he wanted somebody to give him things instead of him giving them things, right? That's what he told me, why he dated her. So I guess she his gravy train, because when I looked up his information, his whole life is centered around her. Like, he never had an apartment in his own name. Everything she owns. Like, they even in a 2-family house, it looks like, well, it has to be, because he would talk to me and my son on the phone all night. So I think he in a 2-family house with her. He got his own apartment and she paying the bills. He came to my house one day with some garbage bags and he was like, his brother told him he had to get out or whatever. So he was like, I'm gonna stay with you. And I was like, you gonna pay my rent? And he was like, no, you paying it now. I was like, no, dude can't, stay in my shit and he not paying my rent. And so he was like, well, then I won't see y'all for a while. We ain't see him for like 3 months. I guess he was making it up to her or whatever. Come to find out, this is what I'm putting two and two together, right? So we didn't see him for a while, and so I was like, I'll see you when I see you, because I'm not letting nobody stay in my shit for free. Mm-mm. I'm not a woman who will let a dude stay in my house for free. My mother told me never give out free room, board, and pussy. She said that. So we would go together. We would break up. We would go together because he was secretive, right? But I told you I looked up the girl's name and I saw this child. It looked kind of like him, but like ugly, ugly. So I said, yo, Shakur, is this your baby? And he said, I never seen that child before. You're crazy. What are you talking about? I never seen that child before. And I was like, what? I guess I didn't think nobody would not claim their child. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go with it. Right? Still being secretive. We still fighting because he got secrets. Go together, break up. Go together, break up. He has secrets. He hiding, not answering his phone, acting like a weirdo. But then still think that I'm going to be in his face when he feel like it. Like, no, we just did not get along. Like, this dude was a weirdo. Always talking crazy shit. And then what really did it for me, we wasn't dating at this time. We was cool, but I wasn't feeling him. And he hated me too because I would always be fighting him because he had secrets that I didn't know what was going on. So one of my gay friends came over and dude tried to like kick it to my gay friend. My gay friend kept going outside smoking and he running behind him. He broke off some chicken, gave it to him, and this, that, and the other. Right? He was doing that kind of crazy shit. It was just crazy. But so I asked him, I said, because my friend said he called him 9 times. And one night he asked for my friend's phone number when he was leaving. He said, hey, can I get your number? And so my friend was like, he was looking like weird, like, oh, okay. And he gave it to him. And he texted me. He said, your baby daddy keep like calling me. Then he started texting me 9 times in one night. Told me he had a lawsuit coming and this, that, and the other. And so I asked him, I said, are you a faggoter? Right? And he was like, no. We're just cool people. Your birthday coming up. I was going to plan you a birthday party. Like, this dude was just so weird, man. It just traumatized me. This dude traumatized me. And so what happened? So I told him when he called me and tried to talk to me and be cool with me, I was like, yo, I can't. Are we supposed to pretend like you're not gay? Are we supposed to pretend like you're not gay? And then, so one day he asked me for some ass. So he was like, did I want some dick? And I was like, no, I don't want community dick. And so he was like, fuck you, bitch. You fucking my boy pup anyway. My boy told me you fucking him. Just making up crazy shit. I never met his boy in my life. Never had talked to his boy in my life. This dude was just fucking nuts. Right? So he kept saying that I was fucking his friend and all types of crazy shit. And so I asked my friend, my girlfriend, I was like, what's Pup's real name? And so she told me his real name. So I went on Facebook. I said, hi, I'm Shakur's son's mother. He keeps saying that I'm sleeping with you, spreading this rumor and shit like that. And the dude was like, I'm going to talk to him. So he told the dude that he was sleeping with me. Like, And the dude didn't even know me. It was like he was just traumatizing. Like that dude was just traumatizing. And so, okay, so we just stopped talking, period. I don't know if he went to jail. I don't know what happened to him. So we didn't hear from him in years. So my son was like, he's like, is my father dead? He was like, is my father dead? I was like, let me look up his obituary. So I ended up looking up his obituary. I didn't see nothing. And so it had, where you could look up his information. So I was like, all right, let me look and see his information. And that's when I saw every apartment he had in the last 20 years, that girl rented it, not him. He had nothing of his own. Them cars wasn't registered to him. Nothing he had was his own. All his stuff is connected to this girl. So yeah. So I figured, yeah, he lied. That child was his. The very girl he cheated on me with got pregnant. Well, tried to get pregnant as soon as I got pregnant because she was jealous and hating. And he don't give a fuck who he fuck. He'll fuck a dude. He'll fuck a chick. That dude is just a horrible person. So I'll let her know the same way she let me know that he was being with me. For the last 20 years. I was like, yo, he been being with me, lying, keeping secrets, saying he bought a house, which is your house, I'm assuming. Yeah, it was in her name. I said, he never even told me that he was with you or you got a child with him or whatever. So then she must have told him, because a couple of months later, I don't know where he was at or if she didn't see the email I sent her for a couple of months. He called, right? He called my phone and left a message. He's like, hey, I know y'all haven't heard from me in a while. I've been going through some stuff. And she must have was like, that ain't good enough. So he called back. He was talking shit. He was like, yeah, Lisa, we're not together anymore. You gotta move on. Like, dude, I hated him. Like, that fucking made me mad because he wasn't a person that I wanted to be with. Like, I hated him. I did not trust him. I did not like him. He was trash. He was just trash. And then on top of that, he weighed like 300 pounds now. And he's very unattractive. I'm not going to be nice looking and take care of myself and want some dirty, dusty dude who can't even get his own shit. So I guess that appeased her. And, she let him stay or whatever. But what chick will let you leave out? See, I didn't know like what was going on because he would come over my house half the week. But he would pretend like, he was living with his brother and then he bought a house and then he's so schizophrenic he think that people was watching him or I had people watching him. I dated a drug enforcement agent. He said the guy was watching him. The dude was mentally ill. It was like fucking so exhausting to even try to be with him. I was so much happier when I wasn't talking to him. Like but the thing with me being happier, I just can't trust a dude now because of him. Like, all the dudes that I dated that might have been nice, I like dumped them for little shit because I was scared. Like, they was doing some sneaky shit. Like, you doing some sneaky shit to me, doing something. Because you're broken. When a woman is broken. And it's not because they still like that person. They traumatized. Like, that dude traumatized me. I never saw shit like that. I came from an upper middle class family with a father and a mother that were together. I didn't come from a single household like him where he said every week his mother had her yellow legs in the air getting pounded out. I didn't come from that. I don't come from trash like that. My family had class. They had money. They had things. Like, we weren't in the same. You have to be with a person that you're equally yoked with. Equally yoked with. And I'm not like that girl. The girl will do anything. She wants him so bad. Even though he look fucked up, but she look ugly too. And a kid is, oh my God. I don't bother kids like that, but that kid looked fucked up. That kid looked atrocious. It looked horrifying. I might put a picture of the kid at the end of the video. But yeah, this dude just lied, man. He lied, and I'm just really traumatized. Like thinking about the shit he did, man. I can't trust no dude no more. It's just too much. He just traumatized me. And then him like calling me like that, like, you know we're not together anymore. Like, dude, I don't want you. I tell you, I was telling you no, I didn't want to have sex with you. How do I want you? He would come over and I'd stay gone to the store. My son said, he was like, oh, your mom's staying gone to the store because she want me to stay longer. No, I want you to be gone, nigga. I want you to be gone. I hated that nigga. If they had to purge, you know the rest. Every day I check the obituary to see if he in it. And every day I'm disappointed. I don't like that guy. He was crazy. He was schizophrenic, and he was a freaking sociopath. He will lie to your face. He will lie to your face. And I think the girl is trash too, because who would try to get pregnant while they know another girl is pregnant? Man, that's nasty, man. That's low self-esteem. And he just fuck on anything. He don't give a fuck if it's a man, a dog, a cat, a child. He don't give a fuck. They said he was going with a 13-year-old before me. That dude was a bad person, man. A bad person. I'm traumatized, man. Well, that's the end of my story time. I know my trolls going wrong with this, and I don't really care. I just wanted to give advice to young women. If you see a guy and you don't want to be in your 40s and look back and be like, I should have did this, I should have did that when I was like in my early 20s. No. And then you still like with the guy in your 30s and stuff like that. No, don't do that. If you see red flags, run. Want better, do better, and you'll get better. All right, y'all. I'm out. I love black people who love black people. I still believe in black love, though. The right black love. Bye. Bye, y'all. Mwah.